since I've been here and worked with the family, I spent yesterday with them and the night before. They are a very, very united family. They are very supportive, and their one mission, of course, is to find out what happened to Jay. They still live with the hope that Jay will return and that he is not safe but still alive. They have themselves been out searching, and they put up pictures and posters, and of course they are responding to as many inquiries as they possibly can. The position for myself is that I've come over here to investigate. They have sat with me and they have provided me with an in-depth insight into what has happened in the hours leading up to Jay's disappearance. I have to date been able to speak to a large number of witnesses who were with him or came across him during that period of time, and they have all been helpful. There are a number of those that are probably not entirely truthful, and I intend to follow up on those people further by cross-referencing them in relation to other witnesses. There are two key people to date that I have not spoken to, and these are the two men that took Jay back to that holiday rental in the hills. Those two men have spoken to the police, but they are now back in England. I urge those two people to come forward, and I will give you a telephone number at the end to put out. I need to speak to those people. Those people have crucial information. There will be you as well as many other people who are asking very pertinent questions in relation to why are they here, what were they doing, and why did they take Jay back to that holiday rental. But at this present moment in time, the Spanish authorities are doing what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. The Spanish authorities have obviously rejected the help from the Lancashire police. Lancashire police have been very supportive of the family, have provided a direct contact, and Lancashire police have said that at any stage the Spanish authorities want their help, they will be here and they will help, and they certainly have the experience to be able to do that. But the Spanish police at this present moment in time have said we do not want your help at all, and of course as a direct result of that they would see me as an extension of that. They're not happy that I'm here. I would say put pride to one side. This is about finding Jay, and we need as many people as possible to get involved. And I would urge, as another appeal, not just to those two people, there are people out here who know more. There are people out here who have information, who have seen Jay, who had contact with Jay whilst he was here. If you were in those clubs on that evening or in the early hours of that morning, please come forward and tell us. You may be reluctant to pass that information to the police, but please use a hotline that will circulate so that people can give us that information.
What do you make of the most recent footage that's incredibly low quality that the mother...
Yeah.
Is there any,
It's a really difficult one, isn't it? Because I think it's such poor quality. And I have got a slightly better image actually that I will circulate, but it is not the best of images. Yes, it could possibly be him, but actually if you walk around this area here, you'll see an awful lot of young men who look like Jay and dress like Jay and have the head skin fade as Jay, so there's a lot of people. I think one of the things that would cause me concern in relation to that is, if that is him, where has he been for 8 hours before he ends up in that location? And I'm sure most of you have been to that location. In order to get back to that village, you would have to have walked on the road, right? And I think one of the additional appeals that's really important, and of course this is where there is a difference between British and Spanish way they deal. In Britain, we would be making an appeal for anybody who drove up or down that road that goes anywhere near that rental to come forward. If Jay, as we know, and I spoke to the holiday let yesterday, and the lady was very, very helpful. She said on that morning, Jay asked her, and there was a language challenge between them both. He asked her where the bus was, what time the bus was going to go, and she signalled 10. With that, he walked off. He walked off up the hill. She says she didn't see him after that. We don't know where he goes. So obviously if he walks up that direction, that's away from home. What we need to know is anybody drive up that area on that morning? It's a busy area, both in terms of tourists and locals. if you saw Jay, let us know. Anybody, let us know, give us a ring and tell us, I saw him walking a certain location, because at this present moment in time, Jay's last sighting and positive sighting is on that morning by the owner, or the woman that looks after it, walking off up towards where the bend is, and then she loses sight of him.
Can you give us a sense as to how the family are feeling, just what they've been telling you about this whole
I mean, the
ordeal?
family are utterly broken. They are, having done this many times and being a family liaison officer, they are an incredibly united family, not just in terms of the family, but also the friends that are here to support. They are all very focused in terms of obviously finding. The problem is they are devout with any information, really. You know, lots of stuff was coming in initially, but they are now without much information. I think certainly within the last 48 hours, I have shared information with them and found information out that they didn't know, and I've confirmed and challenged some other stuff. So, and I continue to do that. And obviously my focus now, when I go back to England, is to find these two men and to go and see them. And the key witnesses are now back in England. So I will go and speak to them next week. There is lots of communication that I've been sent, and I want more communication. The problem is, with a lot of the communication that's it's been done by Snapchat, and as we know, Snapchat disappears. So unless it's been screen grabbed, and some of the communication has been screen grabbed, then it's going to be lost. Jade had enjoyed himself that night. They'd consumed quite a bit of alcohol. That morning, when he left the club shut at 4 o'clock. He came out of the club, they sat outside on the wall for a short period of time, wandered around, trying to work out what they were going to do. I am told by people who spoke to him that he was quite in control of himself. So when he goes off with these two men, he is in quite control of himself. What we don't know is why he went with these two men, what was the purpose of that.
And did anyone try and stop him from joining these two men on this long drive?
No, because at that stage his close friends weren't there.
You said other key witnesses are in the UK. Can you give us an indication as to who they are, the connections with
So they're
this?
all friends of Jay's. So on the morning of Jay's disappearance, he was at the rental, and he made a number of phone calls to friends, and those people I am intending to speak to find out what was said. He was quite jovial, he was quite upbeat, and he was laughing and joking when he made the phone calls. Most of those phone calls were Snapchat video.